Welcome to today's Blueprint News. Today, we break down the latest CBC News poll tracker and seat projections for the 2025 Canadian federal election. With just months to go, how are the parties stacking up? Let's dive into the numbers. National overview. At the national level, the Liberals continue to be the dominant force, with a projected seat range of 180 seats to 214 seats. This places them in strong contention for a majority, which requires at least 172 seats. However, the race remains tight as the Conservatives, though trailing, still hold between 108 seats and 133 seats. The Bloc Québécois is expected to win between 16 and 23 seats, mostly in Quebec, while the NDP faces significant challenges with a projection of only 1 to 10 seats nationwide. The Green Party could secure up to 1 seat, but the People's Party of Canada and other smaller parties are not currently projected to win any. Regional breakdown: British Columbia, 43 federal seats. In British Columbia, the Liberals are in a strong position with a projected seat range of 22 to 27. The Conservatives remain competitive, expected to secure between 16 and 20 seats. The NDP, which has historically performed well in BC, faces a tough battle and is only projected to win between 0 and 1 seat. The Green Party may also win a single seat in the province, but the PPC and other parties are not currently expected to gain traction. Alberta, 37 federal seats. Alberta remains a stronghold for the Conservatives, who are projected to win between 24 and 29 seats. However, the Liberals are making slight inroads, with an expected seat range of 5 to 11. The NDP is also in contention for 1 or 2 seats, but the Greens, PPC, and other parties are unlikely to secure any representation. Saskatchewan and Manitoba, 28 federal seats. In the prairies, the Conservatives maintain their dominance, projected to win between 18 and 20 seats. However, the Liberals are holding on to a respectable share of support, with a range of 6 to 9 seats. The NDP, which has historically had pockets of strength in the region, is currently projected to win between 0 and 3 seats. No seats are expected to go to the Greens, PPC, or other parties. Ontario, 122 federal seats. Ontario continues to be the most crucial battleground province, with the largest number of seats up for grabs. The Liberals are leading, projected to win between 76 and 87 seats. The Conservatives, however, are still in the fight, with an expected range of 34 to 43 seats. The NDP is struggling in Ontario, with projections ranging from 0 to 3 seats, a significant challenge for the party that once held strongholds in Toronto and Northern Ontario. Meanwhile, the Greens could win up to 1 seat, but the PPC and other smaller parties are not expected to gain any ground. Quebec, 78 federal seats. In Quebec, the Liberals maintain a commanding position with a projected seat range of 41 to 49. The Bloc Québécois remains the primary challenger, with expectations of winning between 16 and 23 seats. The Conservatives, while not a dominant force in the province, could still secure between 12 and 14 seats, maintaining a presence in key regions. The NDP, once a strong competitor in Quebec, is now projected to win at most 1 seat, while the Greens and PPC are unlikely to make gains. Atlantic Canada, 32 federal seats. The Liberals continue to dominate in Atlantic Canada, with a projected seat range of 25 to 28. The Conservatives, however, are holding on to a few seats, expected to win between 4 and 7. The NDP, which has had past success in provinces like Nova Scotia and Newfoundland, is currently not expected to win any seats in the region. Similarly, the Greens, PPC, and other parties are not projected to gain representation. Now, let's start with the national polling averages. The Liberal Party, LPC, holds the top spot nationally with 43.2%, positioning Prime Minister Mark Carney for another strong electoral performance. The Liberals continue to enjoy solid support in Ontario, Quebec, and Atlantic Canada, all crucial to their success. The Conservative Party of Canada, CPC, is trailing at 37.4%, still within striking distance. With strongholds in Alberta, Saskatchewan, and parts of British Columbia, Pierre Poilievre's party remains competitive, but will need to make gains in Ontario and Quebec to challenge the Liberals for power. The New Democratic Party, NDP, sits at 8.5%, showing limited growth. While they remain a presence in British Columbia and parts of Ontario, these numbers suggest they are struggling to expand their voter base. In Quebec, the Bloc Québécois, BQ, stands at 5.6%, a respectable showing but far from their past dominance. Their ability to secure seats will depend on how much they can pull from Liberal and Conservative support in the province. The Green Party, GPC, at 2.4%, and the People's Party of Canada, PPC, at 2.1%, continue to be minor players, unlikely to significantly influence the overall race. British Columbia, a tight Liberal-Conservative race. The Liberal Party, LPC, holds the lead in British Columbia with 43.2%, showing strong support across urban areas like Vancouver and key suburban ridings. The Conservative Party, CPC, follows closely at 38.6%, making British Columbia a potential battleground. The New Democratic Party, NDP, is at 11.8%, a moderate showing for a province where they've historically been stronger. The Green Party, GPC, polls at 3.3%, slightly higher than in other provinces, but still not a major contender. Meanwhile, the People's Party of Canada, PPC, sits at 2%, with limited impact on the overall race. Alberta, a conservative fortress. The Conservative Party of Canada, CPC, continues to dominate Alberta, polling at a staggering 54.8%. This reinforces the province's status as a conservative stronghold, with the party expected to sweep most seats across Alberta. The Liberal Party, LPC, is a distant second at 29.7%, showing that while they have some support in urban centers like Calgary and Edmonton, they remain far behind in the overall race. The New Democratic Party, NDP, sits at 9.5%, struggling to gain ground in a province where progressive politics often face an uphill battle. The Green Party, GPC, is at 1.9%, while the People's Party of Canada, PPC, shows a slightly stronger presence at 3%, but neither are expected to make a significant impact on the election results. Saskatchewan and Manitoba, the Conservative edge. The Conservative Party of Canada, CPC, remains the dominant force in the region, polling at 49.7%. This solid lead suggests that the party is on track to maintain its stronghold, particularly in rural Saskatchewan and Manitoba. The Liberal Party, LPC, follows at 31.5%, a significant gap behind the Conservatives. While the Liberals have more traction in urban areas like Winnipeg, they remain far behind in rural ridings. The New Democratic Party, NDP, holds 14.1%, showing some support but remaining a distant third. Their influence is mainly centered in parts of Winnipeg and northern Manitoba, but they face challenges in expanding their reach. The Green Party, GPC, at 2.3%, and the People's Party of Canada, PPC, at 1.6%, show limited impact in the region, while other parties collectively account for 0.9%. In Ontario, the Liberal Party of Canada, LPC, holds a commanding lead with 47.8% of voter support. But don't count out the Conservative Party of Canada, CPC, just yet. With 38.5%, they are within striking distance, and any shift in voter sentiment could close this gap. Meanwhile, the New Democratic Party, NDP, finds itself struggling, polling at just 8.3%. The Green Party, GPC, is at 2.6%, and the People's Party of Canada, PPC, sits at 2.3%, both showing limited traction in the province. Other parties account for just 0.6%, making them unlikely to have a major impact. Leading the charge in Quebec is the Liberal Party of Canada, LPC, with 42% support. However, the Bloc Québécois, BQ, remains a significant force, polling at 24.9%. While this is a wide gap behind the Liberals, it still positions the Bloc as the dominant alternative for nationalist voters in the province. The Conservative Party of Canada, CPC, led by Pierre Poilievre, is sitting at 22.2%. While Quebec has historically been a challenge for the Conservatives, this number suggests they are making inroads, particularly in regions outside Montreal. Meanwhile, the New Democratic Party, NDP, is struggling at just 5.9%, reflecting a continued decline in support after their breakthrough under Jack Layton in 2011. The Green Party, GPC, and the People's Party of Canada, PPC, are polling at 2.5% and 1.8% respectively, with other parties at 0.9%, suggesting limited influence in the province. Atlantic Canada. Liberals dominate, Conservatives in second place. The Liberal Party, LPC, continues to hold a massive lead in Atlantic Canada, securing 55.6% of the vote. This suggests Trudeau's party remains the dominant force in the region, much like in previous elections. The Conservative Party, CPC, is polling at 32.8%, showing some strength but still far behind the Liberals. While they may not be positioned to win the region outright, they are making some gradual gains, particularly in New Brunswick and parts of Nova Scotia. The New Democratic Party, NDP, is struggling with just 7.4%, indicating that they may not be a major factor in the region. This low number suggests that progressive voters remain firmly with the Liberals. The Green Party, GPC, and People's Party of Canada, PPC, are tied at 1.7% each, showing minimal influence in the region. Other parties collectively make up just 0.8%. As we inch closer to the election, these numbers could shift dramatically. Stay tuned to today's Blueprint News for all the latest updates, analysis, and insights. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay informed.